Oh, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, today we're going to be talking about Borderlands 4, okay? And kind of the overall state of the game, kind of what we can expect coming from Gearbox, kind of the roadmap ahead, what's around the corner, and just my overall thoughts of just the game in general. You know, I don't want to call this a review, but it's just more of a rant, you know, kind of giving you negatives and positives of so far what we've all experienced, because I'd say I speak for most people here. Most of the I've been a fan since the original came out back in September 2009. I love this franchise, absolutely love it. But it feels like we have strayed from the path with this entry in a lot of ways. There's a lot of good things, but there's a lot of negatives that we have to go over in this video. Okay, first of all, the open world. I know some people like it, but I think the majority don't like it. Like, I was kind of on the fence about it when they announced it, because we all predicted that they were going to just fill it up with filler content, or it's going to have a lack of content, which it has both. It has collectibles, which nobody gives a shit about. I know I don't. I absolutely hate picking up collectibles. I don't care about ecologs. Okay, and then things to do in the world. You got rifts you can farm, and then you got your drill sites and other little like things to upgrade your SDUs, which you have to do those things. Like, you have to find silos, you have to find the hideouts, or what the safe houses, whatever the fuck they're called, and you have to do those to get those freaking points to upgrade your SDUs. So you have to do it if you want to get those upgrades to get the quality of life you need in the game. You know, better backpack, better lost loot, better ammo reserves, you name it. They made it more tedious, way more tedious, and it does not go across all of your characters. You have to do it all over again on your other characters, which is really freaking. But yeah, the open world is definitely lackluster. It's got a great foundation. I love the environments. They're very diverse and all that, but we just need more things to do. But that being said, moving forward, really, is that since it's an open world, in every open world game, there's always been optimization problems. There's always been a lot of bugs, a lot of weird interactions, a lot of glitches and clipping and stuff. It just comes with the territory. And since this is Gearbox's first iteration of a open world compared to their linear worlds they've done in the past, this is been an issue. To no one's surprise, including me. It has its problems. Yes, they've been updating it and stuff, which is great, taking care of problems, but the game was clearly rushed out. I mean, there's frame rate problems, optimization issues for people to have beefy PCs, even though they're meeting the requirements, over the requirements, really. They're still having problems with frame rates and like graphic issues, you name it. And I'm sure it's probably gotten better now. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'm talking about like day one when the game launched. So many problems. And yes, they have ironed out some issues with a lot of updates, which is great. But there's still some things they haven't even freaking touched on. And this might be a little nitpicky, but everyone knows that in the bank, your items still take forever to load. This is like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands all over again, where they just either they partially load or don't load at all, and you have to hover over the item and inspect it to even see what the fuck you're looking at. It's really obnoxious. There's no reason for this. In Borderlands 3, there was zero of this. It was so much better. And yeah, bugs, interactions. Like, there's so many bug problems with the characters, the builds, underbarrels. Like, there's so many things. For example, like Rafa's build, where he can do infinite damage once you have it set up. I can't remember the exact setup, but there's weird interaction with I think a skill tree, and then his melee action skill. It causes him to do literally infinite damage, like where it hits like the damage cap. It's like, go look at Moxie's video. He has a video on it. Check out Moxie's YouTube channel. He's covered way more videos about this. It looks like the Matrix. There's so many numbers, you can't identify that shit. It's crazy. But that's just an example of how busted this game is. And yeah, there's a lot of busted things that have happened in Borderlands history. I mean, just look at Salvador. The dude's like a walking glitch himself. Borderlands 3, there's so many busted builds and stuff that happen from that game. It just kind of comes with the territory. It shouldn't, but it's just, I don't know, call it the charm of the franchise, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, the story and the villain, honestly, I didn't care about it. You know, like, I felt like I paid attention more in Borderlands 3 than in this game. And this one, I just didn't, it wasn't memorable. You know, and I know no one's going to be, no one can top Jack as the villain, even the Timekeeper. He's just like, yeah, he's more villainous than the twins we had in freaking Borderlands 3, and he was way less annoying, you know. But he felt very mid to me, and all the characters other than like the main Vault Hunters, which are, I like them all for the most part. You know, I think they're all pretty cool. You know, their little senses of humor. Everyone else just kind of, you know, just didn't really leave much of an impression except Rush. You know, he's such a chill guy, you know, and definitely the hero, you know, a hero-esque character. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about the stims and the movement in the game. I love the movement in this game. It feels so buttery smooth. And that with the healing stims, I know a lot of people are saying it's very Call of Duty-esque, and it feels a bit too familiar. Even though it feels good, it feels like the game has become more mainstreamy, and arguably, I'd say, yeah, you know, it definitely gives off that vibe, even though it feels really good. But I guess they had to kind of go in this direction eventually. You know, better late than never, I guess. But I don't know. It's very, I don't know, I love the way it feels and all that, like I just said, but at the same time, I understand where other people are coming from, where it's off-putting, you know, a bit too familiar. And the other negative I got, before we move on to some positives, is the Halloween event. It was such a massive piece of shit. It's not even Halloween. It was not even a thing other than the blood rain and the rifts, but nothing actually, no Halloween decorations. It was the most, like, it felt like Diablo 4 levels of lazy, don't give a fuck. And that is not a good sign. And it's my concern for future content, even the paid content. And they even teased the Mercenary Day that's supposed to come out in like a week from now. I think it's November 23rd or 20th. I think it's the 20th. And what they showed off is that we're going to be farming some kind of like bunker. I guess it's like a dungeon or something like that. And there's a new boss. It's like the order from the Order. So it's kind of like, okay, this is a $10 DLC. Hopefully it actually brings more content, but I'm kind of on the fence there. But anyways, moving on to the positives. Like I said before, the movement is a great iteration in the game. Absolutely love. It does feel really good. It doesn't really get old, which I do appreciate. One thing I love is the skill trees in the game feel refreshing. You have to commit down not entirely down one tree. You can go down, you know, 2 or 3 trees, but you're not going to go all the way to the bottom, to the capstone on every one. You have to commit to one capstone on one tree, and then you can partially fill other trees if you so desire to do an interesting build, which I like that. It gives you more commitment. Now, the other positive, Moxxi's Encore system, which is a quality of life we should have had a long time ago, in my opinion, so we could actually farm bosses, you know? But hey, we got it now, and there is a big Encore version, which makes the farming even better. So hey, A+ there. And the gameplay, like I was saying, you know, it's the best. I say it's the best in the franchise, bar none, because it just feels good. Double jumping, dashing, sprinting, all that. It's nice. Now, the legendary drop rate being lower, I see pros and cons to this. It's not even as bad as it was in BL3, thank God, because I absolutely destroyed the dopamine from that game. It ruined it completely. And this game is way less, which I am very grateful for. Yes, it makes some of the drops that you really want not drop, which sucks, but it's a chase. You know, you want those drops with the certain rolls on it, so it makes it a good, quote, endgame dedicated drop farm. You know, sure, it's annoying for people who don't have patience, but for those of you who do have patience, it is a great change. And that's pretty much it. This is just like my end thoughts here. I'm at the end of the rant here. Hopefully, I didn't want to, they ain't too harsh. You know, I have hope But hope can be a dangerous thing, and I want to see this franchise succeed. I want to see the best version of it. I just hope to God Randy Pitchford and Gearbox can hear what we want and actually iterate it and understand that the gamers come first and money second. But hey, that's just wishful thinking at the end of the day.